It's Karen Borga, and welcome to my virtual studio. Whew, I've been working on this for like over 3 weeks to get it set up. Because you know what? I create every day, pretty much all day long, and I wanted to share with you the process that I go through, either mentally or physically or all of the above. So, welcome. And what I am working on right now, I just finished making this vest back here, and it needs sleeves. It's thick, and I really would prefer it to be a coat than a vest. And so I haven't done this before. I'm just kind of making it all up, including that. That was an experiment, but I'm pleased with the results. So now I have a table filled with the fleece. I actually need it to be wider, so I'm going to kind of felt this and then move it a bit and put some more right here. And then I am going to kind of make it into fabric and then sew it. And then sew the sleeves onto the vest. So, all right. I'm just getting used to these cameras right now. And I should probably look and see if anyone is interested in chatting with me while I'm here. So, let's see, my channel. I don't know. I don't see any chats. So I will figure that all out. But I have to keep working. It's crazy that I feel this deadline. So this is, all right, to begin with, this is not your typical felting situation. People that do Nuno felting or wet felting typically use a very commercial grade fiber that's nice and smooth. Let me get some for you. So you can see it's processed. And everything is going in one direction. It looks so smooth and it's very soft. This is not that. This is merino fleece, which is the same as this blue. They're both merino. But this has not been commercially processed, so it's still almost in lock form here. And I am going to add some alpaca to the top of it. Two different kinds of alpaca. There is a Wakaya alpaca, which is little short staple lengths that I'll show you in a bit, and a Surrey alpaca. But at this point, what I'm trying to do is I have to get all of this nice and wet, and then when you are felting, it is the process of soap, water, and agitation. And so all of this is on bubble wrap, and the bubble wrap acts as part of the agitation. I will be rubbing it with my hands. I have a sander that I use, and I am here. I am just getting this ready. There we go. I cover it with this netting so it doesn't stick to my hands, and I can begin to rub. There's a lot of water and a lot of soap in this. Probably too much soap. Typically I'm on the other end of not enough soap, but this is called a, I'm not quite sure, palm sander. And the coarseness of this helps agitate the wool. I really, when I first started felting, I really didn't think this was going to be my thing. I tried it, and the amount of agitation that's necessary in order to felt it, I just didn't think I was going to enjoy the process. But the truth is, I love working with ceramics, with clay, and this really is kind of like clay, with the, you know, forming it in your hands and smushing and all that sort of stuff. So thank you to anybody who's here. I just thought it would be fun to share this process with you, because like I said, I do this like all day creating. It may not be sleeves for a jacket. It may be a painting. It could be, well, you can see in the back the other things I've made. I've made a hat. Working on studying feathers and wings. I like that idea a lot. And clothes, a runner. All right, so let's see. Now you can see that it's all compressed. It's by no means felted, but at least it's not fly away at this point. I have to get a little closer to this edge before I feel comfortable moving anything. I have a few other projects that are on the to-do list, so I'm feeling like I really want to move forward with this quickly. Especially because, well, you know, it's turning into the season of warm weather, and I don't know that I'm going to be wearing a coat very often anymore. Hopefully not. I have to get this end down here, this edge. You can't really see me on the camera, but I'm down here. Trying to figure out my camera setup. Let me move these things out of the way. I'm typically not a very neat artist. I typically have things flying everywhere. And I'm feeling, since I invited you into my space, that I really need to kind of stay a little bit more organized. But the more frequently I do this, the more you're going to realize that I don't do my hair when I come down here. I just, you know, this is my space where I can just go to create. So, all right. So we do have a lot of it already. I'll try to neaten the edges a little bit. Oops. I will figure out how to work both cameras, I promise you. Oh. I can't change. Oh, there we go. I was having difficulty with wet fingers changing the cameras. So I have seen that people have foot pedals. Now I understand why. All right, so we have this merino dampened down. And let me get the alpaca. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate you being here and watching and participating. And you know, the truth is I would love to learn what you do to be creative. So this is the Wakaya alpaca. You can see that the staple length, the little lock, they call it a staple length, is short. And this is the Suri alpaca. It hangs really long and curly and loose on the alpaca. So they're both different, but they're both incredibly soft. And so I am going to first layer, let me get back to my workspace. I'm going to open up these little locks and just lay them out in a layer all over this merino fleece that we have laid down already. So it's very relaxing. I highly recommend you considering learning how to felt. I started, you know, I can do most fiber arts things, and I really, you know, I'm knitting Frank a sweater upstairs out of some alpaca and some Gotland wool. Gotland is a very curly fleece. They're both gray, and I mixed them together on my drum carder and then spun them into yarn, and now I'm knitting a sweater, and that takes forever. Well, maybe not forever, but a lot longer than weaving something, a lot longer than felting for sure. So this is pretty much it. I'm just going to be laying out this alpaca fleece I'm fluffing it. Continue. The computer's telling me something. Well, let's see. The computer was telling me that I disconnected and then connected again. And if you can't hear me, please let me know, because, well, this is my first live stream in this studio. And obviously I'm very busy over here, so I don't know that you can't hear me. Springtime outside in New Jersey. Frank is outside power washing, getting our garden ready. Or our patio, I should say. We love to spend a lot of time in the yard. So I got this alpaca a little soggy from the wetness here, and it doesn't fluff out very easily, so drying my hands. I don't know whether you notice, I just pulled out some vegetable matter, VM as they call it in the spinning world, because this literally was the fleece that I washed that came from a farm. And so often, well, like always, I should say, I'm going to find vegetable matter in fleeces. Alpacas really, really like to roll in the sand and the dirt. So, but it washes off very easily. They don't have lanolin on their coat like sheep do. And, you know, sheep, there are like over 200, maybe 250 or more varieties of sheep. And their fleeces are all different. Long, short. I don't know whether you can see this, but here's a nice big chunk of vegetable matter. I just got the hiccups. Some more vegetable matter. And so it's a lot harder to wash sheep fleece than it is alpaca. I think it's alpaca blankets, actually. I have my granddaughter here, and she was helping me do this. And then she came back and she saw the vest that we had made, that she helped me with. She was very impressed and wanted me to make her one. So we'll see. When you're felting, the process is there's a shrinkage rate. Oops, Frank is coming downstairs. We're live streaming right now, darling.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. So there he goes. There he went. I don't know what I was saying. So how are you? How's life treating you? We are doing really well over here in the Borga family. Frank is retired. He just completed a Master Gardener course through Rutgers University. And so he will be outside for the rest of the summer gardening. And I will be in my studio. I'm talking to you and you can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can see if the chat is working. There we are. Okay, just sent myself a message. There we are. Oh, and now I hear my audio. That's probably not good. Oh, this is all too soggy. I guess it's because I laid it right there, huh? So, I will lay it on something dry instead. Have you been to the Awaken with Angels page? I have changed up the images a bit. I think I've fixed up the messaging a bit. I'm kind of proud of it. We still have 250,000 people over there, which is nice to have an angel community, right? Can you see how relaxing this is? This is a little lighter, but I'm going to use it anyway. Maybe I'll put some on this side and some over here. So I can spin this. I am opting to felt with it. I have some gray alpaca that I have been spinning and making into things. So I buy my fleeces and well, fleeces. I need to take a break for a moment, so let's do that. So I go and I buy my fleeces at sheep and wool festivals. There are, they're prevalent right now because this is shearing season, and so everybody is I want to figure out how to make that camera better so that I'm in the picture and I appreciate your patience with me on this. My first adventure. All right, so since this is taking quite a while, sorry about that beep. It's a battery in my my Verizon internet modem. I have to get a new battery, and I'm in the process of ordering it. So in the meantime, the universe is just beeping at me. So I'm not going to continue with this fleece while we're live. I will come back, I guess, tomorrow and show you a little bit more. But this is a Surrey alpaca, and I am just going to fluff it out. When I get to these pieces that the locks are sort of still intact, you just pull them on their sides and they kind of open up. So fluff it up, get rid of that vegetable matter, and just lay it out. And I will wet it again once everything is laid out. Then I will start the felting process. This is actually technically the fun part of designing it. And I'm not being overly creative with this because it's going to be the sleeves of that vest that I've already made. So, but I will definitely be back and I will show you how you can, if you're interested in felting, be creative. You can add colors, you can add silk, you can add shiny viscose, pieces of material, cotton. It's really, really quite fun to play with the possibilities. You can see in the back that piece of wall art that I made. It has some yarn that I spun on it. It has some silk that I dyed. On the other side of this wall here, I have a dye studio where I actually dye my yarn or my silk. Or fabric, you know, I guess. I'm so blessed to be able to have this space. All right, well, I guess you get the idea. And then when it's all laid out, I'm going to hit it with this curtain shear again and get it all matted down. And then I'm going to have to take this whole thing and pull it towards me so that I can add probably about 6 more inches to the other side. The sleeve is 24-inch hole, so I need at least no, I'm sorry, well, yes, but I need, it's 12 inches, so I need 24 inches. But when you're felting, everything reduces in size, and so I need to compensate for that. The coefficient of the decrease is what they call it, fancy term for that. So, all right, well, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you again real soon. Blessings to you and all that you do. Bye.